Hey everybody, this is my second YouTube video. In case you don't know, my name is Sarah, and I'd like to talk about how I know that my gender dysphoria didn't come from how I was raised or the environment in which I was raised. So how do I explain that to people who could never understand this? Like I said, I've never understood this, and I still don't really understand it. But I can tell you my experiences and my opinions. So I know my mom really wanted me to talk about this, because I'll tell you, when this happens, it's almost impossible for the parents not to feel like it's their fault. Like, you know, my mom's gone through, a couple marriages, and she's had some father figures in her life, or in our life, that weren't exactly ideal. So I'm sure she tends to blame herself. She's an amazing woman, my mom. Without her, I wouldn't be near as sane as I am. I know that sounds weird coming from someone who thinks they're a woman, but I am sane. Like I said in my first video, I own a house, I own a business, I have a family, 2 daughters, and still have my house, still have my business, 27 years old, not living on the streets. I'm not crazy. I really am not crazy. The only time someone sees me acting crazy is when they mess with me, and that's not the crazy you want to see, that's for sure. I can get a little crazy, but what I'm trying to say is I've had this all my life. Even before puberty, before I understood that what I was thinking wasn't right to what society considers right, it was there. I didn't know it was there, but it was there. I was really young when it started to happen, and I didn't even realize it until I accepted this and I looked back and I started to put things together. My sister can vouch for this. When I was, 5, she was 4, for her birthday, I had nothing to give her. I was 5, right? And I told her, well, why don't you dress me up in girls' clothes? It's for you. Dress me up in girls' clothes and have fun. I wanted to. I wanted to be in girls' clothes at 5 years old. And that was my way of doing it in a way that didn't seem like I wanted to. 5 years old, you haven't gone through enough in life to be traumatized, to have something in your life happen that you need to change who you are. I never felt like I needed to change who I was anyways. Even when I was young, I had this drive and ambition, and I was happy that I had it. I wanted to own a house. When I was young, I was thinking about owning a house and owning a business. When I was really young, so it didn't matter what I was going through. I was, going from school to school. My childhood wasn't ideal, but whose childhood is ideal? My childhood is very similar to many people I know. A lot of my closest friends went through very similar childhoods. It's like all of our dads were pretty much not in our lives. They were nothing special. Sorry, Stu, but, you weren't there, so I know he's going to watch this, and he understands. No matter how bad it was, I'd hold no grudges, and he's still in my life, I'm giving him a chance to be there. I guess what I'm trying to say, though, is that it had nothing to do with how I was brought up. And I know that's going to be hard to believe from some people, and I've gone through, having just not the best male role models in my life. I wouldn't call them traumatic, but, some people maybe would blame that, or blame my upbringing, since it wasn't ideal. I just went through a, breakup with my wife, and I guarantee some people are attributing it to that. But all this was before that. It happened really, really young. When I was a kid, like 5 and on, I was, I'd be at my mom's house and everyone would be asleep, and I'd be taking her blouses and putting them on, or her dresses, and I'd be putting them on in the bathroom, hiding, listening for any sound. As soon as I heard a peep, I'd freeze up, rip it off, and wait, did I hear anything? No? Put it back on. Look at me. Pretty in my dress. Happened very young. This has nothing to do with how I was brought up, or the people that were in my life, or the house I was in, or the people I knew. Nothing to do with that. Or, one of my friends said, maybe you were brainwashed by the ads on the radio. I was like, yeah, the radio station you listen to? What about you? You trans? No. Well, there you go. Were you brainwashed by TV? Were you brainwashed by anything? No. I wasn't brainwashed by anything. This just happened because I was born like this. In a way I wish it didn't happen because it's very confusing. I spent a lot of years tormented in my head. Thank God I handle stress well, because I can only imagine how some people handle this. In my head I was very frustrated. Very, very frustrated. But I made very conscious decisions to stay happy, to stay confident and driven, and be the person who I still am. My personality has always been there, and I didn't want that to go away just because I was dealing with very frustrating thoughts, and thoughts that maybe I'm crazy. I wanted to prove I wasn't crazy and become a good person, and treat people right, and be successful, and be the person society says that's who you want to be. You want to look up to this person because they're doing it right. That was like my goal, my way to prove that I wasn't crazy to myself. And I did all that, but I still felt crazy. So, in the end, me having to come out it's not about coming out, it's about actually living what's going on up here and accepting it and being the person I envisioned. I spent all these years, I would spend a full day at work, and all day, and listen, this is every single day, okay? Every single day of my life I would go through this, okay? So I'd spend hours at work imagining waking up in a different body, waking up in a new life and world. And that's weird because, I love my family, I love my girls, but it was so serious to me that I imagined waking up in another life. And, I'd come right back, and it's like, well, no, that's not what I want. I want my life. But because I was becoming so desperate, or Sarah was becoming so desperate to come out, that's what would be projecting in my head, because obviously Andrew was not letting Sarah come out. It was a big no-go. I would tell myself I'm crazy for having these thoughts. They will go away one day. Poof, they'll just go away. They don't. They never do. They'll never go away. No matter how hard you try, no matter how many times you think it will, or how many times you pray to God, God, take these away from me and I will be cured. Nope. Never. Universe. Use the secret, Believe that you are the man that you envision. Just believe it so hard that it will happen. Nope. Doesn't happen. Guarantee it doesn't happen. Never does. Keeps coming back. So, and you know what? I say, in a way, I wish that it never happened. But man, when you accept it, it's cool. It's exciting, I've lived 27 years as a man. And I experienced a good life, I did a lot of fun things in my life, and I met some really cool people along the way. And now I get to finally live the life that's been, happening up here. And I'm excited for that. So I get the best of both worlds. So, never feel bad that you're doing something out of the norm, out of what society says is who you should be. Society says you need to be a man because you're born with a penis. So now you have to wear guy clothes, loose-fitting jeans, baggy pants, baggy clothes. You have to look like a guy. You can't have big hoop earrings. You can't wear nail polish. No way. High heels? Pfft, you're gay. You're weird. No. Fuck society, man. Society's whacked. I pray for a day that everybody is their selves, their weird, twisted selves. And it won't seem so weird. You know what? I'm going to make this a 10-minute video. I got 15 seconds left. I'm going to try and keep the 10-minute thing going. 10 seconds, alright? Love y'all. Stay sane. Even if you don't think you are sane.